Hello and welcome to yet another very exciting season of Entrepreneurs Lounge. That's right, guys, we're now on season 2 of Entrepreneurs Lounge. And as usual, I promise to bring you more exciting stories, more inspirational stories of young entrepreneurs making it in their various fields. Now, to kickstart this season, I have two very interesting guests. My first guest is Joanne Akinyi, proprietor or founder or CEO, as you'd like to call it, of Crystal Collections. She'll tell us what that's all about in a minute. You're very welcome to the show, Joanne.
Thank you.
Crystal Collections.
Yeah.
For the person out there who's wondering, what is it?
Crystal Collections is a collection I started in April last year. I make crochet wear for ladies and for babies.
You make crochet?
Crochet wear. It's a crochet clothes out of yarn. Yeah.
So for people who may not fully understand the concept, when you say crochet wear, I know it involves like 2 needles and yarn. Just help us understand what exactly it is that you do.
So I use the crocheting hook to make clothes out of a ball of yarn. Yeah.
That's something different because we see a lot of people now going to tailors. If you want to make your cloth made, you'll go to a tailor, you'll go to a store and buy the cloth. How did this idea come to you? How did you decide, you know what, let me do it differently? I'm going to start making clothes out of yarn.
I'd seen some chick online. She's from UK, I think. She makes the crochet wear. Okay, they look interesting, really attractive to the eyes. So when I saw those, it's something I wanted to try. So when I tried, it really came out nice. So from the first, I made 2 tops at first. So from the first 2 tops I made, like I tried posting them and people liked them a lot. I also had my friends posting them for me and people liked them. So from there, I knew this is something that could really get me some income. Yeah.
So when you made those 2 tops and they gathered interest, is it at that point that you sold them? How did you decide? I know the interest is what inspired you to finally go into this. But at what point did you decide, okay, you know what, this is going to work? Because I feel like 2 tops is not fully enough to prove to you that, you know, this is going to work. But when do you decide?
Yeah, so I gathered a lot of designs from online. So I made a collection of those designs. So I used those designs to advertise. Like if anyone is interested, you know, it's something that I can make on order, not like ready, because yeah, I get people different sizes, people interested in different colors. So I gathered the collections, then shared them with my friends, posted them on Instagram, WhatsApp. So I got a lot of people interested. So from there I just started, you can order crochet wear from me. Yeah, and I got a lot of orders from that time.
You mentioned crochet wear, so what exactly do you specialize in? Because you've mentioned you started up with 2 tops. But if I'm someone who's interested in what you do, what range can I choose from in terms of what you do?
I make bikinis, cover-ups, tops, skirts, trousers, basically all wear. Yeah, monokinis and what's this called?
Kimonos?
Yeah, kimonos, exactly.
You mentioned that you started this last year. My question is, were you in school? Did you start it out as something that you decided was going to be your full business? Have you tried your hand out at employment? Like, what was the story like for you?
I was in school. I'm still at school even now. I was on holiday that time when I started. So I had a lot of time to do it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the reception. And by this, I mean the journey of your business. From when you started last year to where we are today, has it been doing well? Do you feel like it's really something that you could do fully as a business? Like, what's your feeling about, tell me about the journey of your business from when you started last year to where you are today.
Yeah, I can say that I've really been growing. Yeah, it's a nice business because the more people you make it for, the more exposure you get. Like, I'll make it for you, your friend will see it, they'll be interested. Yeah, so like the market is growing. Yeah, so it's been a nice business. Yeah, I can like venture in it fully. Only that I'm still in school, so I do it part-time. Yeah.
So does that mean you want to, do you have any aspirations, ambitions of trying to go into employment, or is this really working for you where now you're at that point where you say, I want to be an entrepreneur? What lessons has this business taught you when it comes to just making your own money?
This business has taught me patience and hard work. Like, you need to be patient. Someone will order something that's really, you know, they're purely handmade. Something that's gonna take you days to make. And yeah, you get tired, but you still have to do it because no, someone is expecting something good from you. And then when you make something good, it's like it sells itself. So like in whatever you do, just put your best in it. Yeah. So when you do something good, your work will sell itself out there and you'll get more people. Yeah, when you make someone something nice, like if you order something from me and I make it for you, if it looks nice, I'll get like a couple of other people coming back to buy from me. Yeah.
I would like to know how you manage to balance the two. Because I've been in school. I know so many people who are in school, and I know how intense, time-consuming, how stressful school can be. And you've said even your own business takes up a lot of time. It requires patience. How then do you find a middle ground? How do you manage to balance the two? Or would you say one of the two suffers?
Yeah, so mostly when someone wants to order, depending on whatever the person is ordering and how long it takes me to make it, I plan with my time. So like mostly I say you should order like a week in advance. So if I'm too busy, I'll tell you, are you okay with this period of time? Like getting your clothes within this period of time? Yeah, that's it. So sometimes the challenging part is someone wants something within a given period and you want to make it to finish by then, so you just have to let that order go. Like during summer when a lot of people are going to coast, I get a lot of people ordering bikinis and a lot of beachwear. So like someone is like, I'm traveling on Friday, can I have this made by Friday? And okay, you know I'm alone, most of the time I work alone. So it's hard when I can't make it on time, just tell them, I'm sorry, I can't make it on time. Right. Yeah.
So what have been your greatest challenges in this business? At what point did you feel like, you know what, let me just leave this school and let me focus on my books? Have you gone through a point where it's been so challenging that you're just not sure of what you're doing?
Yeah, the challenge I've experienced most is, mostly when someone is ordering something from me, I'd require you to send me 50% deposit so that I can start working on it. Yeah, you know, that's just an assurance that this person is actually going to buy this thing. So when I'm done, sometimes you find a person is not even ready to clear the payment right now. So sometimes you just be lenient and then tell them, okay, you can have it, then clear with me later. Then a number of people just disappear like that. They don't clear with you.
I would like to talk a bit about your clientele because, like we talked about at the beginning of this interview, crochet is not something that people are used to, right? It's not a very common concept in Kenya. So my question then is, what has been the reception for what you're doing, and how do you even source your clientele?
Most people are not familiar with crochet wear. So when I have a page on Instagram, I try to get clients through my page, through my friends advertising it for me. So when people see my collection, they're like, this is really nice stuff. And then it's like they've never seen it anywhere else and they look really good, you want to try. So that's what gives me new clients every now and then, yeah.
What advice would you give a young girl out there, maybe who's like you, Joanne? They want to make that extra money, they're in school, they have so much going on, they don't know how to start. When it comes to running a business or being an entrepreneur, what would be your tips or advice to a young person out there who's trying to get into it?
Mostly it's about not giving up. Yeah, it reaches a point where you feel like, all this is not even worth it. But at the end of it, everything you do will pay off, like your hard work. You really have to work hard. Now to manage your time, you know, like as a young girl, there are a lot of things you can do, but you choose, like for me, at times I have other things to do, go have fun, but on this other side I have orders to work on, so that making the decision of staying home and working on these orders and going to have fun, you know, you have to be like very careful when making your decisions. Then look for something you're passionate about. Like, I love to do what I'm doing. I love to crochet. So when I'm doing it, I don't feel like someone is forcing me to do it. So it's something out of passion, you know. Yeah, and you have to put hard work in it, and you have to be patient with yourself. You're not going to make it in a day.
So how would you say Crystal's collections has changed your life? From when you started last year to where you are today, what's different? What makes it so worth it?
I'm more responsible. There's a fulfilling, there's a feeling which is fulfilling when you make your own money, you know. Like, I didn't expect myself to start making money at a very young age, so it's kind of fulfilling. Like, I don't have to bother my mom all the time, send me this, I need money for this. I can actually cater for my needs. Yeah.
5 years from now, where do you see Crystal's collections? Or where do you want to be? What's the vision?
My vision is to like have a big shop. I can employ people to help me work around so that I don't lose orders whenever I have a lot of them. Because sometimes I have a lot of orders, schoolwork is a lot on this other side, so I have to let other orders go. So my vision is to grow, have a shop, get people who can help me crochet, because actually there are people who can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sharon, thank you so much for coming on the show. You're doing really great things with Crystal's collections, and I wish you all the best. And I really, really hope in the next 1 year, 2 years, it's a full-fledged shop that's doing really amazing, and the country has embraced crochet. Right now, we have to take a very quick break, but when we come back, we'll have so much more for you right here on Entrepreneurs Lounge. Welcome back to Entrepreneurs Lounge. Now, my second guest is Samuel Murage, CEO and founder of Dressed to Impress. And wait, right after you see how he's dressed, you will be impressed. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have me here
Dressed
today.
to Impress.
Thank you.
What is it? What is Dressed to Impress?
To Impress is an image consulting firm. It's derived from what we call the first impression. Because anytime that you meet a person, within 3 seconds, they already create a perception about you, and based on the visual, that is the physical appearance.
So it's really how to help you create an impression the first time I meet you.
And not just an impression, but a positive, lasting impression.
So your organization, what do you teach me? Do you teach me how to walk into a room? Do you teach me how to shake someone's hand? Do you teach me how to wear my hair? What exactly is it that you offer me that at the end of the day, when I walk into that room, I'll create that impression that will make heads turn and people will not forget about me? What do you do?
Mostly we deal with revamping people's personal image, that is from the head to toe. That is from the hairstyle, from the skin, to the clothes and the shoes, and then also body language as well. That is all that we do. That is on individual, because we do have the personal image makeover, that is personal image management, and then we also have corporate image management. So for individual, that is what we do. We help you develop, it's called wardrobe. You develop your wardrobe. We help you to shop as well. We help you dress according to the occasion and the body size and all that. That is basically what it entails.
That's very different, actually, especially like when you think about, I'm even going to say the continent, let alone East Africa.
Yeah.
That's not something people really think about when you wake up in the morning. You're not going to think, oh my God, I have to go out there looking a certain way because people are going to look at me a certain way. That's not something we really consider. So how did you come up with this idea? How did it come to you of, let me teach these people how to dress, how to talk, how to present themselves?
I found myself in a group, Women in Business group. I attended a forum, and a bigger percentage were women. And I am part of those men that support women in business. So when I got into a WhatsApp group, I thought like, I'm very good and I'm very passionate about fashion. Why don't I give some tips on how you can dress for success? So that's how I started Dress to Impress, by giving tips on how you can become better. That is how I started.
The way I see it, your idea, it's a bit elitist. You have to be of a certain level. You have to be of a certain class to want to go in here and come to Samuel and say, here, have 100,000, go do shopping for me. Here, take me to this salon. My question then is, How do you source your clientele? Who is your clientele?
We do a lot of business networks. And when you talk about like business networking forums, is for us to go and pitch for business, getting to expand our businesses and trying to do a lot of marketing that is online and also like offline. For the people that we've been able to revamp their personal image, when they go back home, then their spouses or their friends or their relatives or even their colleagues, they wonder, where have you been all those years? Why? Is because there has been a great transformation on how they look. So through that, we've also generated a lot of referrals, and that's how we are able to, to get into different customers. Apart from that, we also train on public speaking. That is the ability to stand and speak in front of a group of people, and that is very, very, very key. So out of the people that we train, these are the same people that also we transform their personal image, their personal look, and out of that they also give us referrals, because when they go back to their offices, to their businesses, even to their houses, and they have been transformed, that is from the looks and how they present themselves, we always get a lot of referrals out of that. Yeah.
So what has been the general perception, or let me say reception, of your business, especially within the Kenyan market? Because like I said, it's not very common. It's not something people are used to. So how would you say people are embracing it?
Surprisingly, it has been amazing. Why? Is because in our 21st century, people are very careful on how they present themselves. And you'll agree with me that anytime that you get into a place and you are looking amazing, even the people that you'd least expect maybe recommendations or comments from, they always tell you you are looking wonderful and you're looking amazing, and it opens all doors. And we say, clothing makes a man, clothing makes a woman. So anytime that you look absolutely perfect, it opens more doors for you, because it's just about how you present yourself. It makes a lot of sense. So for us, it has been an amazing journey. Why? Because we've been able to transform the looks of individuals.
So my question then is, how does it work? In that, is it a one-off? You know what I mean?
No, it's not really a one-off, because, okay, for the first session that we usually have with our clients, we go through what is called a personal questionnaire. That is just to get to understand, where does this person work? What do they do? Are they their geographical location? Maybe their position in the organization? Whom do they interact with? Okay, what's their body shape? What's their best colors? So once we look into all that, then we're able to give out a recommendation. So we are able to help you go out and shop. So once we shop, we say you cannot build Rome in one day. So it becomes a journey. Okay, it becomes a journey. So it usually give like a 12-year plan, whereby we know that like every month you are working towards accomplishing something that is transforming your personal style. What I've also realized is that out of 100% of what we buy, we only spend like only 20%. So 80% is never spent. Okay, so what we are trying to do is to minimize on the losses that we go is okay, the losses that people go through in terms of buying stuff that they don't use, because they only spend like 20%, 80% they don't use. Okay, so after going all through that procedure, or by developing your personal style, it also helps you cut a lot of finances, because you are able to know exactly what is suitable for you, what is suitable for your body shape, in the organization where you work, and also in the position in the organization. So it really helps, and that is what you've been able to do.
So Samuel, how does one end up doing what you do? Do I have to go to school for it? Do I have to go on Google, figure out, like, do I have to just be a good dresser? How does someone end up being an image consultant or a brand manager the way like you are? What do I have to do?
The thing is that you really need to be passionate about it. Any business, I usually say that the key component in any business is about passion. So even if you want to become an image consultant, are you very passionate about it? Do you like fashion? Do you find yourself watching a lot of fashion stuff? So if you do have that passion, then it becomes very easy, because some of these skills I would say that they are somehow like inborn, but now you keep on perfecting by either studying. You can also study like online and get to perfect the skills on becoming an image consultant. But the key thing is you need to be passionate about it. Yeah.
So then, what have been the greatest challenges from when you started to where you are today? What have been your greatest lessons, your greatest setbacks?
One, I would say, as you're saying, this is a very new concept in Kenyan market. So like penetrating into the market, sometimes it becomes hard because people tell you, do I really need to pay you because of dressing me? Right. I can't dress myself up. So you see, that has been a challenge. The other challenge, of course, is about, I would say, like marketing as well. You know, you really need to market and you really need to really keep on talking about it. Why? It's because you need to convince people that it's not just about dressing. It's all about how are you able to dress according to your body shape. How are you able to present yourself? So for people to be convinced that way, you really need to put in a lot of investment in terms of marketing.
Samuel, what's your perception on entrepreneurship vis-a-vis employment?
I would say entrepreneurship is a journey. It's a journey, and it needs a lot of commitment. It needs a lot of sacrifice. For people that are getting into entrepreneurship, I would say it's a good thing, but it also needs a lot of commitment. You really need to be focused. And most of the time when I'm talking about entrepreneurship, I always give people the story about the hare and the tortoise. And the two of them, they at some point said we can compete against each other. And the hare was very happy, and of course the hare thought maybe I'll make it. But the tortoise decided, I want to be committed in this journey. And that is about entrepreneurship. Once you start off, you need to maintain the momentum. You get focused because you get a lot of challenges, a lot of distractions on the way. But as long as you are focused, you do have the momentum and you are passionate about entrepreneurship, then you'll get into attaining your achievement or your dreams. Yeah, so you really need to put in a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. You need to really get a lot of focus. As I said, sometimes you find that some things are not working. Like now, getting into image consultancy, sometimes you find that you do have a lot of challenges. Sometimes you find, I better start off a new idea that I feel I can get more money or better income than what I'm doing. So entrepreneurship, I would say, is getting focused and getting to say no to 1,000 more and better idea, and you stick it to one. That is about entrepreneurship.
Finally, Samuel, before we go, 5 years from now, where do you want to see Dress to Impress?
I want to have established an institute that is on offering image consulting courses, okay, because that is not what, we don't have one in Kenya right now. And for me, that is my focus. I want also to impact more people in terms of revamping their personal image, okay? That is doing a lot of mentorship, either in primary schools, in secondary schools, and even in colleges and campuses. We really need to develop a great dressing culture. Yeah, with that, it will really open a lot of doors for people. That is what I would want to see in the next 5 years.
Thank you very much for joining us today on the show, Samuel, and I wish you all the best in Dress to Impress. We have to take a very quick break, but don't go anywhere because we have so much more once again on Entrepreneurs Lounge. Welcome back to Entrepreneurs Lounge, and you're just in time for our quick fire round. Now, Samuel, Joanne, in this quick fire round, I'm going to ask you 5 random general knowledge questions, and the trick is to get the answer correct, obviously, in the least amount of time possible. So I'll ask a question. Don't wait to be cute, just say out the correct answer. If you have a correct answer, I'll give you a point. At the end of the round, the person with the highest correct answers will win our coveted title, which is our quick fire round king or queen. Make sense?
Yeah.
We're ready?
Yeah.
Should we go? John, more excitement. This is an exciting round. Okay, question number 1. Which mobile phone and tech company accounts for 20% of Korea's gross domestic product? Which mobile phone and tech company accounts for 20% of Korea's GDP?
Samsung?
Yeah, girl, say it with confidence. It is Samsung. Question number 2. It's really easy, guys. Don't overthink it. It's straightforward. Question number 2. Which activity generates more revenue than movies, sports, theme parks, cruise ships, and recorded music combined? Which activity brings in more revenue than movies, spectator sports, theme parks, cruise ships, and recorded music all combined?
Fashion?
In Kenya?
Pardon?
In Kenya?
No, generally, worldwide, but even in Kenya, it's one of the biggest revenue bringers in Kenya. In fact, the government is fighting it right now at the moment. That's my hint.
Digital currency?
No. Guys,
Oh, yeah, okay.
it's one of, okay, in fact, some companies have been put on hold, mobile companies.
Betting.
Gambling. Close enough, yes. Gambling brings in more revenue. Wow, you're doing really well, Joanne. Samuel, come on. The boy child needs to keep up. 2 points for Joanne. No points for Samuel yet. Okay, question number 3. What day is said to be the most productive day of the work week?
Tuesday?
Yes! A point to Samuel, 2 points to Joanne. Question number 4. The average smartphone user checks Facebook about how many times a day? You can give me a ballpark figure that's close enough. So the average smartphone user checks Facebook about how many times a day?
5 to 10 times?
No.
12?
Closest. It's actually 14 times a day. So 2 points to Joanne, 2 points to Samuel. Guys, this is the final question, and it's also the tiebreaker question. Finally, which global online retail company has its employees spend 2 days, at least every 2 years, working at the customer service desk,
Alibaba?
including the CEO? Close enough. It's
Amazon?
Yes, it's Amazon. It is Amazon. Joanne is our quick fire round winner. Congratulations. Samuel came really, really close. Guys, this was a very nice round. Well, unfortunately, that's all the show we had for you today on Entrepreneurs Lounge. And as usual, we've been shooting at Dotage Home Exclusive Furniture in Westlands on Parklands Road. We'll have so much more for you this season, season 2 on Entrepreneurs Lounge. For now, I'm your host, Ingrid Nantege. Have a very beautiful evening.